What it do, Fresh Fixers? We're back at it again. Another episode, up and loading. So today, at least, we're going to talk, under professional terms. It's more to Kulunya and T1, and things like that. So I'm joined by guests, wonderful guests. Actually, I know this guy from high school. Yeah, but believe it or not, but I know this guy from high school. So I'm going to give him the courtesy of introducing himself. And probably, he's going to throw in a few credentials there and there.
Right.
Yeah. What up, bro?
I'm good, how are you, man?
I'm sure.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah.
It's good. Alright, cool. My name is Banele Zyd Khambule. I'm a guy from the East Rand of Johannesburg. There's a hood called Gelukstad. It's a very good hood. Notorious and dangerous, but very good. It has good people. It creates a lot of, friends, family, So I went to school in the same neighborhood, Gelukstad High, same school. Right, which is great. Even primary, I went to Gelukstad Primary and then went to high school, Gelukstad High. Right, so I mostly grew up there. So I moved to Joburg in the east rather when I was very young, tender age, because I'm from KZN, KwaZulu-Natal. And then my parents moved to Joburg. I was very young. I was unconsciously young, I can't really tell you how it went about. But I only boom, became conscious. Became conscious when I was 5 years old. That's when I actually realized, I'm in Joburg now.
Don't you find it kind of crazy that we don't actually recall anything that happens at a certain age? From there, it's kind of like our memories is on reset mode. Format every memory you have and then just go on with the new memories you're gonna build.
It's very weird, but at the same time it's interesting because I feel like that's why most people are striving to actually remember what happened in their younger ages.
Yeah.
So with me as well, the only time I became conscious after 5 years old. I can't tell you what happened before that. The only time I remember or where I was conscious was when I think I was 3 or 2 years old. I just became conscious of my mommy changing my nappy, So because of that generation during those times, right? So we paid. So I see myself, my legs are, and then the air, I'm okay, I'm being changed here, the nappy, And then that's the only imagination or thoughts I had,
As a toddler.
As a toddler.
Speaking of that, the only one I can also recall on my end is, I don't know, I was actually drinking. There's this. I won't say Tupperware or anything, but there's this bottles where they have two handles, everything like that.
Oh, you're
that's what I actually remember. That's the last, that's the only memory I can recall from the time. When I was looking out, I see my family, everybody. It was actually Fanta grape. I remember. That's actually Fanta grape. That's why I was actually conscious and oh fuck, I'm alive.
I'm here. So and then after high school, I decided to let me actually take a gap year because I was supposed to go to varsity, right?
Oh yeah.
So I applied at varsity. They took I got accepted, but I didn't really go because I was let me not rush into things. Let me just find myself first, after high school, because that's where your real life happens,
Yeah.
So I was okay, cool. Let me see what's my passion, what I'm passionate about, because I'm growing up, I knew, I want to be great in life, but I didn't know what will I do at that age,
Oh yeah.
Although I had I knew okay, I'm into entrepreneurship, I'm into business, I had a business mindset from an early age,
Sure.
I had ideas of inventing stuff from an early age, but I didn't know how to maneuver my way, getting the right contacts and stuff like that. But I was let me use this gap year, let me make connections, So alright, after high school, took a gap year of course, and then I went into music, right? So I wasn't a producer, but I was a DJ, right?
Alright, before you delve into that, I just want to understand when it comes to the whole taking gap year process, when did you have to run that through your folks or what? Because most of the time when you kind of in the neighborhoods you come from, you're I'm going to take a gap year, they're well, why? Dude, just go to varsity, wouldn't be alive and all that. So didn't you get that pressure to be alright, why are you taking a gap year? It's going to waste your time. Things like that. So how did you go on about with it, handling that whole criticism from family?
at first, like, it wasn't well taken. Knowing myself, right? I'm a very introverted person. Like, I'm very down. Like, I'm sensitive, right, to be specific. So the talks, the negativity I got from the family, because they don't understand the ideas or the passion that I have, or the image that I have of myself for the future, right? So when I, of course, told the folks, no, guys, look, this is what I want to do, right? I don't want to jump or like put myself under pressure just because all my peers are going to varsity, going that route it wasn't really like exciting to me, So, hey, my family, bro, they didn't take it well, Joe. There was a point where they were like, we're going to cut you off. Like, we're going to cut you off because you don't want to go to school and learn. And, I was like, jeez, and to me, at then, that's where I actually, I was like, I have to make it now, So, yeah, it was a rough patch, it was a really rough patch, Even my sister, like, I love my sister so much, and my brother, they tried to be supportive, like they tried to ask me, okay, dude, tell us, like, like sibling to sibling.
Yeah, like take us through so that we can
actually what do you want to do,
Yeah.
And then I told him, now look, like, okay, school is great, but kind of not for me, because I did commerce at school, accounting, business, economics, and maths, right? Right. But my sister rather wanted me and my brother, they wanted me to do science, and I'm not a science person, and plus they also did science, so what's the point of having 3 individuals who did science in the same house? Like, I had to be the one, doing other stuff, so I was basically a black sheep, I was the black sheep, and I felt the consequences of being a black sheep in my family at that age. So yeah, you just need to be strong and continue,
Yeah, like you just gotta see
you just gotta see it through, because now I don't wanna go to varsity and then now please my folks, only to find out I get to varsity and then I don't perform as they intend me to perform, And then I'll be in deep trouble for wasting their money, wasting my time, and also I'm gonna be like miserable or depressed because now I couldn't fulfill the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting that criticism from home, it's something that really comes with okay, no, look, I want to take this route, because they grew up knowing, okay, high school, college, or varsity.
Yeah, it's a systematic thing. It's just a pattern. Do this, do that.
And knowing myself, really, I always try to like dismantle the system. Even from high school, I'm sure you noticed. Like, I used to skate. Most of the days I used to be alone, listen to music. I was always that kid who would know, like, I was
actually living in your own world, man.
Huh?
You're living in your own world.
Exactly, So people found it hard to believe or to understand. It's okay, this kid is like this. He wants certain things to do in his life, So it's really, it's really interesting in a way, because now that's when the brain actually, it spurs up, like it expands, you get certain ideas now, you get to do things in a certain direction, the perspective broadens, So you see yourself, okay, look, if I don't do this now, if I don't go to varsity, right, I'm doomed, but at the same time I'm not doomed, know. So the only pressure that I had, or the only thing that inspired me to actually like to make it, is my peers, like, it's okay, if they're gonna go to varsity and they're going to study whatever they study for like 3 to 4 years, right? I also needed to like do something in that 3 to 4 years, like one thing for sure I knew, what? Secure the bag, bro. Secure the bag as much as possible, So that when we have like a chill session, we talk like, this is what's happening in my life, So yeah, so that I don't have anything to like, that will actually make me feel like the outlines next day with this life. And another thing that like mainly inspired me to be where I am or where I'm going, like Mbasha, dude. Like Lokishi, dog. Like, Lokishi is not the best place to be, right?
Yeah, man.
So I didn't want to see myself really not doing anything. Like wake up, elokishini, do things elokishini, shisoilanga that's elokishini. I had to like go out, So that's when it's okay. That's when I actually came to Joburg by myself, without my family knowing that I'm actually going to Joburg.
Oh.
Yeah, I came here, I hustled, bro, like I hustled. So, and I needed to have like sort of like a thing that I could do that will actually put capital, you know, something that I could do, that something that I love that will put money as well. So I was like, you know, what can I do? I was like, let me try DJ, right?
Oh, that's where the DJ
That's where
comes
DJ
in.
part comes in. So, because in high school, you know, to be quite honest with you, DJing wasn't part of my plan in high school,
Okay.
right? But it only kicked in after high school. You know what? I'm sitting now, taking a gap year. How can I, like, get to Joburg and meet people? Because I knew it's okay. Joburg, you meet someone now, you connect. You know, they take you to someone. It's connection-wise. So I understood that it's okay. Connection is valuable. It's very important to have connection. Like, it's very important. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me start by being a DJ, right? And then, of course, I changed names so many times. Started from, my name was Coupe the DJ at first, right? And honestly, yo, it went well, Joe. Like, it went very well. Started locally, you know, and I didn't like the energy I'm receiving locally, you know.
Oh yeah. What genre were you actually DJing on?
I was versatile, and by me being versatile, it allowed me to actually go to places that other DJs couldn't go, you know. Because in the hood, when I tried to associate myself with other DJs and actually grab the skill or, you know, get more knowledge,
Oh yeah.
I realized the good see most of the, like 80% of the DJs from the hood were playing house music. And I was like, what about hip hop? What about EDM? What about dance music? You know,
What's EDM?
EDM, electronic dance music.
Oh, okay, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and I was like, let me be versatile. Let me try and, you know, mix smash. You know, like, ooh, DJ Kent.
Oh,
DJ
okay,
Kent,
I see.
Kent
Shout out,
was
shout out.
really like, a shout out to Kent. So. So, and I actually like tried to get gigs, of course. You know, at first you won't get paid. You know, they're like, okay, we see you DJ. What's your portfolio? What's your profile? How big are you? You know, I'm like, no, I'm just starting. You know,
Yeah. And it's sad, bro. When you actually just start to, it's kind of like they give you that eye, man. Like, okay, this nigga's wasting our time here, but let's see what you got. You know the type of vibe.
And during those times, and you like, you know, you have to humble yourself. You're like, I really need this, you know. Give me a gig, even if it's like 30 minutes. I just want to redeem myself, want to prove myself. Even if cold drink, you don't have to pay me.
Yeah.
So that actually like built, you know, the character. Like, you know what, these days won't be for long, you know. There'll be days whereby now I'll be going to places and they'll pay me like 5K per hour, right? I'm getting there. So, okay, cool. So I played around, you know, weddings, thingy, and another guy who actually was there and who was supportive. It's actually guys. It's Obakile. Remember Obakile? We used to go to school with.
Obakile, maybe the name.
Obakile, short dude, gold tooth.
I see him.
It was him, his brother, Tukelo, right? Tukelo, nabo Kimo, nabo Kiminator. That's I forgot his real name. So those guys were like, dude, it's like support. That's you know, like that's the importance of having bros. You know. Bros who are supportive, you know,
believe in the vision.
Who believe in the vision, who believe in the movement, you know? So those guys kept me, you know. So Tukelo like tried to give me like gigs, you know, like around the hood, you know. And I'd go and play and people would love the way I play, you know.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't like at first I wasn't getting any like maybe cash, you know, or like reimbursed for something. Like no, if I played, but thank you, we played well. No. It would come back again next week, or they'll be like Mpuza, back then I wasn't drinking at all.
Mpuza,
you know, it was a matter of give my bros, I'm good. You know, give me like maybe cold drink or something like that, you know. And those days where they actually built me, you know. they contributed to the desire that I had to actually to be something in life. So alright, fast forward from there, Utukelo, again, he was working at Banele City, right? So there was a competition, battles of the DJ at Banele City, and then he hooked me up. He's like, no, come, I'm a Utishi. He's like, Isa manj. I mean, I was at Dow Park. A friend of mine was having like a tiny fashion show, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So luckily I was close enough. Dow Park 6 and Carnival was just like a walking distance.
So walking to 5 minutes away.
5 minutes, 10. You know,
okay.
yeah. Because you had to walk from there to actually cross, go to the other side. It's like, it's quite a lot. Like when you walk, like,
yeah, when you walk,
you know. So I was like, I'm going there right now. Right? I told Umpo, her name is Umpo, I was like, Umpo, there's a competition, I need to go. And she was so supportive as well. You know, shout out to Umpo. So Umpo really, she's like, no, go, dude, go. Like it's fine, go. I'll sort everything out here. You know. I ran. That time, ne, I'm putting on a USB. I'm putting on my earphone, but in Monday I'm meeting you know DJ. I'm going to audition. You know.
Audition, man.
I ran. I get there, submitted the forms. You know. They're like, you late, but I'm like, please, I just got here. You know, I didn't know. I found out today, like a few hours before. You know, I stay far. They're like, okay, no, what's your name? Coupe the DJ. They put me on, like, phew, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. And then I had a backpack, right? So in me, like, really, in my pockets, USB Ayiko. So I'm like, okay. It only hit them, like, oh damn, bro, you don't even have a USB or earphones. I'm like, but let me look in my backpack. When I look in my backpack, boop, there's one USB. I was like, yes.
Awesome.
It was awesome. And I was like, oh, I don't even know how to use CDJs. I'm like, how will I go about? Like, I know there's the latest CDJs.
Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah,
the 350s, the 400s, there's the 800s, or yeah.
Yeah, I know that they vary, like, yeah.
And then there's like the 2000s. 2000s are like fairly, most DJs wish to play on 2000 CDJs, you know?
Yeah.
So they were using 2000s, and I never touched a 2000 CDJ in my life. The only time I saw a CDJ 2000 was when I was watching YouTube videos, you know, learning how to sync a song or beat match, you know, and you know, slide it in nicely, close the high, the lows, and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use what I saw, and now, you know, all right. So now it's my turn now to get on the stage. Got on the stage. I was like, phew, I have to prove myself now. I have to, you know, make people proud, you know, I make myself proud first, you know. It's okay, I got here, and Tugelo, I was like, I don't want to disappoint Tugelo because he put me on, you know, he connected me. And because the judges were, it was euphonic, euphonic, and then no, Miss Cosmo was there as well.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll even show you the picture. I have pictures, but yeah, I'll go through my phone.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. I'm like, I can't disappoint. So, okay, it went like, really. I'm like, okay, luckily, I'm a CDJs, they smart. So, when you put the USB, there's a section where you just link. So, they all link. So, they will all read from the same USB.
Oh,
right.
okay.
So I don't have to I don't have to use two USBs.
So that on this side, on this one CDJ, and
on the other, you know. So I was like, cool, okay, put my CDJ, and then I got the guy, like the sound engineer. I'm like, bro, come help me, you know. I have one CDJ. Like, it's like, no, chill, bro. Then cool, press the link button. You know, it links everything. I'm like, phew. All right, let's get this rolling, man. Okay. And then we had 5 minutes, no, 15 minutes to prove, like, to mix. I didn't say it's like you're auditioning. So it's like 15 minutes of mixing. So they want to see the technique of mixing, or like the versatility of mixing songs in one, you know. So I had 15 minutes to prove myself at that time. So, alright, put the first song, second song, you know. I'm just hoping everything just blends in perfectly. Because, you know.
Horseplay,
horseplay, bro. September, July, So, luckily they liked how I played, you know. I was astonished. I was like, what? You know, but I was happy. And then at that specific night, I met like DJ or Future the DJ, you know. I met several guys from Forslow, and we actually became like friends for the whole competition, you know. We started talking, exchanged numbers, you know. I was like, connection, I'm getting somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
Humble days, bro. So I'm like, okay, so alright, so and then I made it to, okay, fast forward, I made it to the semi-finals now, right? In my mind, I'm like, wow, this is a story to tell. Like,
this is not just some small competition now. Like,
it's big. And the winning prize,
yeah,
the winning prize was like the first prize when you win, when you become number one.
Yeah.
You go to Miami, right? You go to Miami, you get 250,000 rand, right? And then you get like endorsements, right, for 1 year. So there was a club in Miami. There's a club in Miami. You become a resident DJ there at. You go with DJ Euphonic wherever he goes. Imagine, like it's like what? So it was big. And then second prize, you get 50K. 50K, and then you also like go to specific places. I'm not sure where because you know it was a long time back. So and then the third prize was you get like 15K. And you get to play at Club Bruce. Remember Club Bruce at Kansas?
Oh yeah.
You become a resident DJ at Club Bruce, you know. So it was big at that time. It was like, what? I gotta secure something here.
One of those positions, you gotta win them.
You know, gotta win them. But I was like, even though I don't win, I'm proud of myself. First of all, I never used CDJs. Yet I made it to semi-finals. I'm like, what? I'm gonna tell the story to someone one day. It might inspire them, you know.
Yeah.
So I get to the semi-finals, and in the semi-finals, and then like that's when I actually like told my whole family now, like guys, look, I'm in the same stage with big names, you know, Euphonic is there, you know, because I remember when Miss Cosmo was playing, I was like next to her because they had like two different DJ booths, so it's one booth and the other booth. So I was on the left-hand side booth. Who Miss Cosmo was on the other like side booth, you know. So in the same stage with Miss Cosmo, I'm like, wow, this is big. This is inspiring for me, you know. Took photos with her, you know. Of course, Nabo DJ PH, you know. And then and on the night of the semi-finals, my family came along. Like my family came along. My brother was there, you know. The folks were there, and I was so like inspired, you know. And friends and family came along. Few friends came along, but what meant more to me was that family came along. I was telling them about this, and you know they get to witness it now. Okay, at least it's doing something. You know, it's not just sitting.
It's not just sitting.
It's not just sitting.
I mean, if you were losing, they would have told you shit. But
exactly right. So now they were proud. No, at least man, you're getting somewhere. I'm like, okay, it's late now. You know. So and then they saw me play Banele, you know. And then they cheering, but I couldn't make it to the finals now. So, Mara, to me, that whole atmosphere meant a lot, you know.
Yeah.
People being there in the dance floor, my family's there, you know, they got to see me play live, you know. The fact that they canceled whatever they were doing and they came, it meant a lot. And then finals came. Luckily, I made it to the lineup to play on the finals, you know. Not to play for the competition, but to play for the crowd, because they linked the finals with like the year ending. It was in New Year's Eve, so it was like a massive event. Because they with other big DJs as well, you know. So Ngaba on the lineup, I was like, what? I'm getting to play now, you know. Portfolio is increasing. I get back to the hood, I charged them 5K, you know, per hour. I'm like, I'm old. I'm like, yeah, you know, okay, calm down, humble yourself again. I'm like, phew, okay. Alright, so I got to play for, I don't know how many people were there, but like more than 500 people were there, bro. Like, I got to play for those people, you know. I got to prove myself. And like all my bros were there, like my bros were there. Yeah, like everyone was there, so atmosphere was great. So, and then that's when I realized, look, yeah, I'm getting somewhere now, you know. I can use this now to get cash, because now the initial idea was, it's okay, I need to use something that I love to get cash, right? That was the initial plan. All right, cool. DJ got me cash, right? Okay, and then I linked up with Kenneth, Shaheen, and Yvonne, right? They're like my business partners now, like my bros. I respect them so much. They took me in and they never judged me, bro. Like, honestly, there was a place, remember we used to host at Skyfood Market, the rooftop in Maboneng?
Oh, yeah. I used to see you posting.
Yeah, so they actually, you know, tagged me along, like, no, let's partner, you know. I'm like, okay. Because the first Saturday, I got there, right? So, because they posted on their page, on Facebook, and then Stats tagged me on that post, he shared it, and with other people, you know, so I saw it, I'm like, oh geez, I'm going here, you know. I went there, I met Kenneth first. I first met Kenneth, and then Kenneth got me to play, right? There were other people playing as well, but I got there and played, and they made me play like 20 minutes before they closed, right?
Okay.
So to me, it meant a lot. I'm like, rooftop, different scenery vibes, different atmosphere. I'm playing now. I'm doing something with my life. All right, cool. And then I exchanged numbers with Kenneth, of course. And then he's like, no, look, we actually want to work with you. Like, we want you to become a resident DJ here. I'm like, what? You know? And we want to, like, let's do business together, you know? Like, let's work. Like, because now we had different departments. I was in charge of the entertainment, like getting people to play, or like, you know, getting the sound checked, everything, you know, music wise. Me, like, I was there, media, and then Shaheen promoting, you know, doing other stuff as well. Kenneth had his own department. Now DJ Kenneth, so it's Chinchisan and that. And then Ivan is like the overseer of everything. Make sure it's okay, the orders are placed, you know, Itulo Sasarai, blah blah, people are good, etc. So okay, cool. So and we pushed every Saturday I was there, you know. I took it as something like serious, bro. I was like, okay, now I'm not in high school. I finally got something that I was wanting to use to get capital, and it's working for me now. So alright, I took it very serious, bro. I was there every day. Not every day, rather every Saturday, because we hosted every Saturday. Every Saturday I was there at 9 a.m. because the event started like from 11 or 10 till 10, or sometimes 11 till 11, you know. So alright, so we pushed. It was great. People loved the whole, like, the whole vibe. People loved the place. We got, like, it was the most different entertainment space in Maboneng. Plus we occupied the tallest building in Maboneng, and we at the rooftop, you know. So people loved the place. They loved the culture, you know. And that's when, remember when I said I needed to stand out by being versatile. You know, like in Sakula, like from the hood. From the hood, you know, like making your own genre, be versatile, so that you can go in places, most niggas. You know, and then now it applied. I'm like, now I use my versatile skills to play for people, because in Maboneng, at that spot, we had internationals, people from Germany, people from America, people from all over, like, you know, and like our own South Africans as well, but people who didn't like the certain genre that was dominating during that time. So they just want to hear something different, but something nice, you know. People can just get them moving, you know. Exactly. I've never been to Maboneng. And yo, bro, the vibe was different, bro. Like working class, business class people, you know. It was a good place to socialize and make connection, you know. It was the best. It was the best online. So they liked the way I played. And then that's when my career like took off, like skyrocketed, like, you know. Although I didn't take it as a career, I took it as a plan. Continue. It's a focus. Like, I need to make connections, you know. So okay. Everything went well, you know, and then up until, of course, the certain things happened, you know. The owners of certain clubs around, places around, I won't mention names. They were so jealous. They're like, how come are you guys having so many people coming here? So now they tried to make us close down, you know. So we had to look for another place, you know. It didn't end well, but that's a story for another day. Cool.
Now take us through, man. I understand from DJing alone, that was not the only thing. Post teaching was kind of like, I don't know, contingent, like you just said and all that. So I heard you before we actually recorded. You mentioned something about a trading firm. You invented it, so you actually came up with it.
Yeah, like, okay, because after, you know, because before COVID, it was a while where like I actually took a break from being a DJ, you know. because it didn't excite me as much anymore, you know. So because the plan was fulfilled, secure the bag, secure the bag, secure the bag, get gigs, secure the bag, save the cash, and then now try and use the cash for something else, you know.
Right.
It's something that I kept as a secret, you know. Most of my friends don't know this, you know. So I secured the money, like I had to save, you know. Although I have expenses, but I try to like when you spend, because I'm I have to spend this money I'm saving, but I have to buy this. I need this.
Yeah,
you know?
you need 1 to 3.
And then okay, COVID happened, right? So COVID happened very saying off the DJing atmosphere of market. So I noticed how people like us, bro. It was humbling, like for most people. They had to do things that they didn't do before, you know, like cars had to be possessed, you know, like it was sad.
You had to sacrifice.
People had to sacrifice.
Just make it through, yeah.
You know, the music industry alone now, it suffered like drastically, bro. Like my peers, the people that I met in the DJing industry, you know, like I would see how they're struggling to get gigs, you know, things like that. So to me, I took that negative energy and tried to convert it into a positive energy. I'm like, what can I do, you know, to actually make this whole COVID thing benefit for me or for my family or for the people around me, you know. I was like, and then ping ping light bulb. I'm like, oh, back in high school I was interested in trading. I'm like, let me look into it again. Start doing my research, and then started like communicating with Sanjay Shezi or like trying to get like the knowledge that they have. I'm like, bro, I'm starting out, you know. The plan was to actually to have a hedge fund, you know, like that's when I'm like, you know what, I want to be successful in this. I don't want to just do something and then and then there's no outcome, positive outcome. I have to dominate or I have to like produce good results. So okay, communicating with Sanjay Shezi and other traders around, you know, getting the information and stuff. And then, all right, cool. And then and then I taught myself how to trade, most importantly, right? So I attended a few seminars in Santon, but it was just useless, bro. Paying for courses, like for, not a course, but like paying to attend a seminar. You'd pay like 2,500 Rand just to sit there for a couple of minutes. And they don't talk everything, they don't cover anything.
They hardly do.
They hardly do. You know, so I didn't get like the knowledge that I wanted or, you know, the right information that I wanted. I was like, why waste 2.5 on just, I have to waste money going back home again, buy food.
Something you could have listened on YouTube.
Exactly. So that's when I understood YouTube is a digital university. YouTube is real. Like I learned how to code watching YouTube, like watching YouTube videos. So, and then I was like, you know what, okay, let me invest time in trading now. You know, because it's working, right? It's working for other people, so let me make it work for me as well. Right? Cool. So okay. My mom was very supportive with like the whole trading, because now she was like, nice, and I hear people make money out of it. It's like, you know, who's made money?
You know,
exactly. So, you know, so I'm like, okay, cool. And then we contributed like few amounts, few thousands, contributed. We paid for, there was a company that I paid for signals at first, because I didn't have the right knowledge at first, right? So, alright, and then I'll have like good days. You know, there was a day where I made close to 1,100 Rand, you know? So, yeah, that specific day, I made 1,100 Rand.
Okay.
Yo! So I was so excited, bro. I was like, what? It was a Friday. I was so happy. I'm like, okay, it's working now. It's working, right? Yeah. And then, come next week, Monday, loss. It's a headline, man. You know, what am I not doing right now? You know, so I started getting skeptical, very skeptical about it. I'm like, no, this thing works, man. How? I mean, all the other traders, I only see, but it might work, you know, it should work, you know, when you're sitting alone, you're like, no, do it again, try again, go back again. Alright, did that. This time, I took like the longest time from trading by just learning, you know, understanding what's okay, what is pips, what is a stop loss, what is take profits, what is leverage, understanding, and importantly understanding the different types of brokers, you know. There's a A book broker and a B book broker. So I needed to understand, okay, how do these brokers work, you know, and is it recommended for me to use an international broker, or should I use a local broker? You know, so I needed to know all the right information and the go-abouts, you know, in the whole trading industry itself, you know.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm getting somewhere. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to trade now, you know. Got on a demo account, because demo, that's where we all start. Demo, yeah, want, oh, there's progress now. Okay, getting somewhere. Real account, fund. Ooh. Fund, you trade, blow. Like, okay, fund again. Trade, blow. Yo, alright, cool. I'm gonna give this a last more try. Like, this is my last try, you know?
Yeah.
Last try, go in. Now I'm trying to learn from the previous mistakes that I made, right?
Yeah.
So, alright, cool. Go back. And then that last account, right? That was the longest account that I've traded, because I didn't want to blow. Even though like I'd make a huge loss, I'll just stay weeks without trading just to try and recover like form. Because when you trade, it requires a lot of emotions. Like, you need to be emotionally ready, mentally ready, physically ready, you know, financially ready, you know. Yeah. So it requires a lot. So I was like, okay, let me be ready now. Okay. And then from there, you know, things started looking out. And then I was like, okay, let me not just trade for myself, but let me also share the knowledge that I have. Because with me, when it comes to trading, I just want to like share the skill, because it's a skill that we should be taught, and we're not being taught, especially at school. And then when you invest 10,000 Rand in your trading account right now, then I say, no, look, make a straight Nasdaq today. And then I'm like, okay, cool. We analyze, we do our analysis. It's okay, I see a bullish trend. Bullish means buying.
Okay.
And then now you do analysis, you agree with the analysis that I did. And then we see, you know, fundamentally, technically, everything aligns, right? So we get a signal. We trade. Sfaga maybe only 3 positions, right? 3 buying positions, right? 3 buying positions, 0.01 lot size. We buy, we put our stop loss, take profits as open, right? Then we wait for it to actually go to our direction as we anticipated. My figure at that specific point, right? Only to find out that 10,000 Rand within that 15 minutes or within that period trading, we can make half or even 100% of the investment essence. I'm dead serious. So from 10,000 Rand, we can make 15 more, or 20 more, or 25 more, depending on exactly the volatility of the Nasdaq, you know. So we can make more. So now, and then which goes back to, okay, I'll make a practical example. So we invest 10,000, then maybe we make 15,000 in 15 minutes. Then we're like, no, look, dude, let's wait for another opportunity to collect profits. Let's wait. We analyze, we sell now. We sell, goes very according to how we anticipated. We make another 15K. So we money, that's 30K, right? Yeah. We've made a lot from a 10K investment. So now, which goes back to, and sends it within a period of a day, note that, in a period of a day. And then which goes back to now, it's okay, if le mali is a trader within a year, obviously might leave much. You understand? So you can multiply, maybe you can 10K or 5K multiply by the amount of days, and the amount of days in 6 months. To be realistic, it's okay, within 6 months, within 6 months we can make close to 50K from a 10K investment, right? Which goes back to plus minus, right? If we're realistic, I'm often guys, trading, and also trading involves a lot of risk. Like it involves a lot of like a lot of risks. Like you will lose your cash. Like you will lose your cash. Hey, that guy said I should put 10K. Hey, I'm not saying put 10K, but what I'm saying is that you can lose the money at the same time you can make more, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Which goes back to, okay, now, eBank had 10 people investing their 10K, and within a year, they gave about 10.6% interest. It's an insult, bro. Banks are ripping us off, and it's just that we were programmed to trust our bank so much. eBank will charge you for kufaka imali yakho kubo right? A bank will charge you, as in actually ice cream, ice cream, what's in keep 100 rand. They charge you for withdrawing, they charge you for sending money, they charge you for for 6 months or for whatever month. They charge you monthly bank charges. Yeah. They charge you for buying your airtime. You understand? So it doesn't make sense. Banks are ripping people off.
But to some extent, it's kind of like, oh, got there. So I gotta get some form of compensation. I mean, if you were to have a house and then I'm over there like, okay, nigga, got the I ain't just gonna go there and then look like it. Of course, the amount of times I'm gonna cut there on accounts. And also because the thing is that if you're gonna bring in more people and then that means I have to be more alert now. Mm-hmm. So you see, the more movement there is, the more alert I gotta be. So I gotta get it, but perhaps maybe it's just like the figures. Yeah, one of the figures, maybe the amount shouldn't be as much and all that. But then again, I mean, that's just how it is.
It's business. It is what it is. You know, personal. It's actually nothing personal. It's business. Because in business, it shouldn't get personal.
Yeah.
So I understand it's okay. They also have bills to pay. They also have rent to pay. They have employees to pay. They have IT specialists to pay.
So you understand, they gotta just get this money from somewhere, and hence they have to explore as many options as possible.
You know, Mara, okay, but now on the interest rate part, no. You could have just took the 10k, we fag your account up. Or we started the 10k, we fag 5k. The 5k we are just for rainy days.
But if not money, we trust it with the bank, because if I'm a trustee, there are many restrictions with that.
Honestly,
it is safe, but it's safe without if the house just burns down, you fuck.
It works. Okay. Out of 10 chances, like out of 10.
Electrical failure.
Dude. This thing is no. You know, but it's
but for back what the look shit. This is for back look shit. I don't want to
take kick on investment.
Yeah, and all that. Alright, but now coming back to it, alright. What I want to know is that as a student, alright, what would you advise a student to do? How? Because I mean, you guys are there, so I'm guessing you guys also teach students and all that. So that means they can just find the info and learn more about it. But on the practical realization, just take it from an NS for student.
Okay.
Getting 1.5, out of that 1.5, there's a student willing to try and invest at least, let's say, 250.
Okay.
I mean, the rest they have to use it to live, to go through the monthly expenses and all that. So with this 350, how do I realistically approach this whole trading thing?
Okay. Mm-hmm. So with this 350, because that's another advantage that we have as traders.
Okay.
We can multiply the little that we have, Mm-hmm. And another thing that we focus on specifically as an institution, it's okay. No, look, we want to show people that leyo lousy 250 lesi spend abhlapha yo enga yenza umehluko, because the power of growing small is so important, you understand? Even for Tendeko, I said it's like people should start small and think big. In business you need to start small and think big. Everything starts small, everything starts here. So everything, even Islahla, bro, it starts as a seed, tiny seed, tiny. It doesn't even weigh 1 gram.
Cool. It has more weight.
It has more weight and it produces more fruits as well, so we have
more seeds.
More seeds,
on top of that.
Top of that. So that's the approach. Just as I'm fruits now about trading. Said no, look, of course losses are there. You will make a loss, yes, but now you need to manage your risk. Mm-hmm. That's why risk management takes place, right? That's why we are there for the 3 months course. Said no, look, you need to do certain procedures, you need to follow right steps, you need to have a right trading plan. You need to get the right knowledge. You need to control your emotions. Mm-hmm. You need to be ready. Be fully equipped, right? So, 850 will go as long as the person trades, right? Because mistakes happen. Of course, we get that. When you talk to place a trade, you can stop loss. Hey, it traces, goes against you. Yo, 100 rand left. Yo, I'm doomed. But no. The course is there. It's a 3 months course, right? So we teach people, no, look, the power of starting small is important, right? So 850. So I won't be try and make assumptions or say, okay,
but on the realistic approach, let's say maybe 6 months, and 6 months this is what 250, give or take. you know, considering the losses and everything with your expertise and all that, this is what it can possibly get you. And then in a year's time, this is what it can possibly get you. Because students really want to know figures.
Exactly.
Because if, okay, you can give me a proper figure, then I can be like, okay, it's worth the risk. Unlike doing something like 350, in 6 months, it's 500 like that.
Yeah.
What's the point?
What's the point? You know?
Let
me just go get those guys from social media and invest with them and get scammed.
That's I mean.
Okay, so from a 350 Rand investment, first of all, trading plan may be involved, right?
Okay.
A trading plan involves risk management, risk reward ratio as well. So your risk reward ratio is, for example, using 1:2. I'll use it because it's the most used and it's the most easiest. So by me saying 1:2, I'm basically saying good 350. And another thing that people think with more 550, good 350, right? Using the 1:2 ratio, risk ratio, reward ratio, you're saying it's okay, now look, from 350, I'm only risking 50 Rand to make 100 Rand.
Okay.
Right? So when the losses hit and they accumulate to 50 Rand, stop loss against its corner, it hits, it closes everything. So it's only 300 Rand left to come and redeem yourself and like perfect your mistakes, you know. So okay, by having a good trading plan, so for instance, you can set your targets. It's okay, no, look, from risking 50 Rand a day, I'm aiming to make 100 Rand. So meaning now we have 100 Rand target per day, right? So if you have a 100 Rand target per day, that's like 500 Rand in a week, because we only trade Monday to Friday. We don't trade weekends, right? The markets are closed, right? So and then of course, if you there was a loss, maybe out of 5 days, you have 3 winning days and 2 losing days. So meaning you made 300 Rand and you lost 200 Rand, which is safe. So now you have 650 now, right? So what you do again, once you make 100% or double your investments, for instance, if you make 600 Rand from your 250, we are 350, we keep, right? Because we save it, because the account must have the initial investment that you invested, right? You take it out, you put it safe somewhere, whether you put it in another account, which is good, and then you continue with your trading plan. Having a trading plan will be good. So okay, to be more specific, so in a week, for argument's sake, for figures' sake, 50 Rand, you're risking 50 Rand a day to make 100 Rand. So meaning your daily target is 100 Rand. In a week, that's 500, right? Another week, that's also 5. So another week it's 5, another week it's 5. So in a month it's 2K.
From 50 Rand.
From risking a 50 Rand.
50 Rand.
Yes.
From risking 50 Rand.
And by investing 350. So I want to see it can make a huge impact.
Oh, you can.
It can make a huge
provided that you use the proper channel, though.
Exactly.
Everything, your ratios, risk management, don't get the sharp. Guys, it's really scrumptious, huh? Take that money and invest, guys. I mean, for those of you who actually do not manage to find time to actually get side hustles or a part-time job, but just try doing something to just earn passive income, because hey, yeah, you don't want to be bothering your folks during December or
December,
yeah.
So because having your own money, financial freedom, like having passive income helps.
Yeah,
so trading is one of the easiest. I mean, there's Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. Like, you know, people use it to watch series and like use it to your benefit. Like use it to your benefit, because trading, you only need your laptop or your phone and Wi-Fi. And of course your investment. That's it.
So you do.
You know,
just get it, and knowledge. Don't forget.
And knowledge, of course.
And because many people have those resources, but hey, none of them are making guap.
Yeah,
so
that's what
the knowledge is fundamental. If you have that, I mean, even if you have a phone, you can make gang from what I hear and all that.
Yeah, so to conclude everything, a trading course, we have facilities in Sandton and in the East Rand, right? So we're looking forward to expand, right? So the whole plan is to be there for youth in South Africa, right? So our next plan is to go to Cape Town, right? So we're busy with developments in Cape Town. I won't say much.
Okay.
So we also there in Cape Town, right? So at Easter End we have like a trading floor, or like a building that we use for people to come there and say, no, look, come, let's teach you there, right? Come and trade, rather, right? So there's classes from Monday to Friday, right? Classes from Monday to Friday, and then it's cards. I won't mention time because I don't want to like talk long. So, but yeah, Monday to Friday we have classes. We have virtual classes. We also have like physical classes, right? And then after your 3 months course, we have a graduation. So we actually reward with, no, look, it pays to learn something, you know, it's a skill, and we give a certificate, right? So with, no, look, we award you and well done, right?
Oh, it's credible.
Not yet, but we're working with the government to be accredited, right?
Oh, no,
so,
no,
yeah, well, it's something that will actually, you know, oh, look, you know, I completed a 3 months course, but no graduation in and everything like that. So,
yeah.
So we wanted people to feel like, you know, good to know this wasn't just like a waste. Like, why did I learn for 3 months? For 3 months, what can I give? What do I have to show? Exactly.
Oh, okay,
so it's something to show and something to maybe, you know, that will boost the desire or boost the whole motive of trading. So okay, cool. And then we also select certain individuals. We don't just take anyone. We take certain individuals based on their performance, because a portfolio will be created, and we take them and say, no, look, come and trade the company's capital now. So now people will have access to trade close to 10,000 rand, depending on what amount we give to that specific individual, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we say, no, trade our capital now, right? We have 20,000 at your disposal that you can trade, and we give you a time frame. It's okay, these are the losses that you shouldn't exceed. Profits, you can go as a match, right? And then there's also percentage-wise split profits, right? So,
yeah.
So it pays to actually acquire this whole knowledge, the skill, right? All right, cool. And then so just to cut things short, we really wanna like put positive impact as Funi promoter, because I'm noting how social media is promoting trading. It's just about posting profits. It's just about drawing. It's just in luxury.
Yeah, no, maybe we'll just buy the most expensive cars and all those things.
No, we want to shape that whole thing. We want to remove that whole mindset, you know. You don't have to look like a trader, dog. Like, people just want to feel the need to look rich. The aim is to be rich, not look rich, right? So it all goes there. But, you know, no, look, rather change your perspective. Treat trading as a business, not as just in jail, you know, something that I can use to make money. No, it's a business. You know, and once we understand it in that perspective, it benefits us, and we get to actually invest in it more, and now it pays us, because once you invest in a skill or in knowing something, it will pay you, of course, you know. So you know, we don't focus on the profits. Profits come with trading. You buy products, profits.
It's just a byproduct.
It's just a byproduct.
Comes with it. Just learn the skill first, execute the skill well, and then the rewards will actually show themselves.
You know, they would show themselves.
Yeah.
So that's where we are on about. That's what we are on about. And currently we have plus 750 applicants. People will say, no, look, we want this. We want
keen.
We are keen. And Gauteng alone, 750. I'm Cape Town, I'm not touching it. So, you know, so people want this, and we want to help as much as possible, right? So we just want to, people use us, like, you know, let you call it, like, use us.
Yeah. The market, come trade with us. You guys, hey, give me a FPS number. Let me see. Hey, how much the bigger? Make sure that you don't make a mistake, guys. Hey, because losing money is not.
It's not a good thing, losing money, but value trading involves a lot of losing, like risks.
Yeah, but okay, now touching base on that, now, I want to know what your whole take on when it comes to the whole students and entrepreneurship. How can students actually like blend their academic studies and also make sure that they do something that actually has to do with gaining an entrepreneurial skill?
Okay.
You know, because I think for some time everybody's just like, I need capital, I need this, I need that, and them saying that they need much capital, you know, estimating it high capital and all that. It's kind of like, since I need 10k to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and all that. Maybe sometimes it's just like the capital estimation is way too high. You could have at least started with something way less and all that. But the whole point is to just get students to not only be glued and focusing on their studies, but also having something working on their side so that they can earn passive income, be it through trading or other entrepreneurial skill. So what's your take on that?
It's very vital. I'll encourage each and every student to actually have like a business registered, right? Because we are going, it's cutting away now, bro. Like relying on jobs doesn't help anymore, right?
Yeah,
honestly,
I mean, COVID made that pretty clear.
And we have a case where student loans can't be repaid, I go to college, I go to institution, I go to university, I get my degree, and then now I can't really get something that will make me pay my debts, So having a company, it will actually shape, because there's someone said, not everyone can be entrepreneurs. We can't all be entrepreneurs. I'm like, why? That's a bad system that we programmed ourselves with. Why? Because the system programs people to just go and make other people richer, It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. We should be able to have a business mindset, also be a student at the same time, because it's important to have, to be a student, like, to see things in different perspectives, because by being a student, people can use that opportunity to make connections, because me going to varsity, another thing, and I consider, like, maybe I'll go there to make connections, right? Because university, we have international students coming in. So, so meeting people with like mind, coming into one, forming something, right? So it's very beneficial for students to have a company registered, and things will lead as they go, So we all have dreams and desires. We all have inventions that we want to do, but we don't know where to start. It starts by registering a company. Simple as that. And then the rest will follow, right? Because as an reason though, they will follow as we live, the law of attraction. Like, I believe in the law of attraction so much, and it works, right? As long, like, by just going somewhere or attending my events, because I attended a lot of events, I register online just to go, maybe a seminar, I am a business entrepreneurs, there are a lot of entrepreneurs seminars out there. I go there and I socialize, right? And I was at, Africa Energy Indaba in Cape Town, right? I went there, I needed to make the connection. I was there. It was a national, international event that had a lot of billionaires and millionaires, and yet I'm there as a young kid. And mind you, I was the youngest to be there. This lady is like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 25. I'm like, what? You're the youngest here in our database. You're the only youngest person to be here. I'm like, thank you. I'm honored.
It's something that's making me unique here.
So I was there, bro. Like the same room, the mayor's of Cape Town. Like they were there.
We're in the same room with them.
We're in the same room with them.
Did you able to make proper connections?
Of course. I don't let it go to waste. What? Yeah, I needed to make that connection. So I had to put myself in that position, because why? In my mind, I knew, no, I have a company registered. Let me try, and make connections. Let me try and get people to be interested in the idea. As easy as that. So it's important. So for students to make connections, it's very important. And to also be involved in business hubs. We have a lot of business hubs out there. It's just that we're not exposed to a lot of them, but we are like able to be part of a business hub, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm also part of the Biocity Labs. I'm not sure if you heard it. It's in Cape Town.
Nah, dude, me, the only hub I know is, I don't know many hubs except one particular hub.
So they groom entrepreneurs, like they groom my ideas well, but they groom them. It's okay, no, look, let's fulfill the entrepreneur side of a specific individual, because they link you with investors, they link you with like other people within the same environment for entrepreneurs to actually grow and become something. The reason why I respect Cape Town is because they have Silicon Valley of their own.
Oh, okay.
Silicon Valley, right?
No, take us through.
Silicon Valley is a USA, by the way. Silicon Valley is a hub, innovation hub, with all the brightest individuals, all the brightest inventors in one specific building, or and they groom them. Whatever, if we want to know, look, I'm in the tech industry. They're like, okay, what's your idea in the tech industry? They take that idea, they groom that person, and that person, Akipe, for instance, Uber, like Mark Zuckerberg, such social media apps. They come from Silicon Valley. You know, if people can search Silicon Valley, on Google, they will see it. The Silicon Cape. Cape Town has Silicon Cape, and Uvusi Temekwa is the CEO of Silicon Cape. So they groom individuals. The city of Cape Town, during that Africa Energy Indaba event, they wanted young entrepreneurs who are in the renewable energy space, right? So if you have a company who young, in the renewable, installing solar panels, they put you guys in the same room. They're like, no, look, this is what we want as a city of Cape Town. What can we do? How can we work? You know, so those opportunities, they are there, but we are so utilized, and they are so important. They can take us.
So okay, take us. Okay, just tell us where can we find such hubs that are actually credible for students?
Okay, BioCity Labs is one of them. You search BioCity Labs. I'll share you the links.
Yeah.
Kone they tried to recruit me during Africa Energy Indaba, but I told them no, I'm already part of They're like, okay, no, cool, I'll get the name as well. In Silicon Cape, I'd advise everyone to Silicon Cape.
Look it up.
Look it up on Silicon. Please, guys, look it up. Silicon Cape. We have IT specialists who want to create a software. They don't know where to start, where to go. Silicon Cape will be there for you. You know, we have what's this other one? I forgot the name. But there are quite a few. There are a lot. Even the NYDA tries to fulfill the space of having young entrepreneurs.
National Youth Development Agency.
National Youth Development Agency. Yes. They give out funding. They give out specific tools or resources to use, because the future is in our hands as a youth. Yeah, like all these companies must be funded by the youth. You know, the government on its own has a specific budget for youth, right? It's just that the mobilization of the government, especially Ekurhuleni or whatever municipality in Gauteng, like it's my opinion, by the way. So I'm not pleased with how they do stuff. On how they mobilize, on how they get opportunities out there to the youth. They're not doing anything.
They're not doing justice to it. Because I mean, here we are. Some of us are still clueless about these things.
You know, and it shows they just wanna. I don't know. They wanna. I don't wanna mention names. I don't wanna say things.
They wanna keep it within a certain circle. You never know.
You never know, and it needs to be shared with the youth. Like it has to be shared with the youth. By me going to Cape Town, that's when I realized that South Africa or Cape Town on its own does take youth seriously. They do take because why? You'd see the next millionaires and the billionaires, right? We have to start now. I can't say no, I want to be a billionaire at 30. Why 30? Why?
Why so far?
Why so far? I'm old. Like, Robert Herzog is one of the billionaires in South Africa. Rob Herzog, you can just search. He said a very crucial part, right? He's like, as being a billionaire, right? He can't invest in someone over 40. He'd rather invest in someone who's 20 years and above, and also not over 30 or 40. Because why? Mutona 40, lifespan shortened. I'm a part of a heart attack.
Anytime is tea time.
Anytime is tea
that's
time.
literally the notion.
So he made an emphasis. We need more young entrepreneurs. We need more young millionaires. I mean, if we had more entrepreneurs or more millionaires in South Africa than we have, for instance, maybe in USA, our economy would be great, right? And it can't be on its own. It's an economy. It's a business, right? That's where economics kick in, right? We have economics, we have politics, right? So, and then we have the citizens, which is the government. Government is me and you. We govern, everyone, people watching, So, and then we also have the private sector, right? So, the private sector, is with all this capital, and the private sector, to the economy. So, if the private sector will overpower the government, it shows that the private sector again will have says. They are the ones who create jobs. The government goes and knocks on private doors. They go and knock there at Google. They're like, no, youth, this niggas in like give the youth span. They need something to do. They knock. The government. That's how I'm not so into politics, because it pierces through my heart, bro.
Yeah.
Why can't we have government officials with all these companies? Let them be the ones. Let those ANC officials have their own companies hiring the youth. Because I need to Yibo who are part of the government. Yeah. They are the ones saying, no, we care about the youth. Hey, vote for us, blah, 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 1, 2, 3, selling dreams. Start the company or have companies that will actually dominate the citizens, bro. It's simple. They don't have to act as an agent. Because now, by the way things are, it's like all these political parties or they act as agents.
They want to be the
middleman. And that's why we have corruption. You understand? So, because private sector, you're gonna keep maybe 1 billion, right?
Yeah.
1 billion in maybe in new ideas, right?
Right.
Because especially during COVID and after COVID, we had all these money is coming in, like the funds came in.
But where did the money actually
go?
We haven't seen anything of that significance. This is what they did with the cash. This is what they did with the cash.
They did nothing.
Yeah, it's like that 1 billion goes to the middleman. From the middleman, it comes out as 500 million.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to the half of the cash.
No one
During
knows.
the middleman, it's just like whoop, everything is lost in translation. And then we are told something else.
We're told something else.
So yeah, it's kind of like that.
It's kind of like that. So we need more entrepreneurs. Like I'm emphasizing, and I know but we do have entrepreneurs, but they're not doing, or they're not getting exposed as much. What I would say is, go out there, because being an entrepreneur, bro, you have to.
You gotta step out of your comfort zone. You gotta rip yourself out of your comfort zone.
Exactly. We have gadgets, we have phones, we have internet. There are a lot of companies there funding, bro. A lot of companies funding. Companies that will fund ideas, right? They will fund your idea. If it's good, if it's flowing with them, they take it, they go with you, It may not be that right time for that specific individual, but we need more companies, we need more entrepreneurs, we need young people as you as I, study bank youth, right? Because that's the goal. We need to have a bank. Imagine a bank run by the youth or funded by the youth. It will have a huge impact.
It will have a huge impact,
A huge
but
impact.
in the Bantan demand, youth. That's the problem. So I'm guessing the interest rates. They will be far worse. But now I get the whole gist of what you're saying. So it really is important for people to actually go out there and actually learn entrepreneurial skills. Top of that, learn, guys. I guess that's the whole take from this episode. Learn. Don't just take anything at face value. Even if we're talking every terminology that you might have heard, go research about it, get more info about it, and actually see what's really out there and everything like that. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be confined in doing one thing. Only to realize that, flip, I had so much resources and yet I didn't do much.
We didn't do much.
Now that when you're done, you don't even have access to those resources, which means that you can't be as flexible as you could have been. And all that. And man, trust me when I say that, when students are involved, that's where they have gang resources. Yeah, literally, you have gang resources. Just make the most out of it. But before we conclude, any closing statements?
Closing statements would be, we need more billionaires. We need more billionaires. Don't wait to be a billionaire at 40. Don't. Be a billionaire now. Start now. Because during the 20s or during the teen years, up until 28, right? Those are the years that we need to be more vibrant, Those are the years where Ingondo is very sharp, top notch. The potential is there, right? Because, I couldn't into a more exciting or more interesting or more intriguing than, youth, structured, right? Wanting something and wanting the thing to be done at a specific time. We don't have a youth-driven nowadays. We are just bombarded with all the nonsensical stuff that are happening out there, entertainment and the what and the what. Okay, I'm not judging, I'm not saying anything, but all I'm saying is, I chose not to be bombarded by this stuff. I needed something that will actually be there, something that will become an empire or a legacy, right? Because we do things not for ourselves, but for our families and for community members and for individuals out there.
To benefit the next person.
To benefit the next person. So please do your research. Search Silicon Cape, search Silicon Valley. Go there, like NYDA, guys. Please, you need to take part. You need to feel, you need to feel your part in South Africa as a youth, because now we can't be just in here. Obstacle, not really obstacles, but subjects that the government talks about. Because as a government, just to be quick, the government would come and say, no, look, we have close to 1,000 unemployed youth in a specific area.
Mm-hmm.
They go to a public or a private company. They're like, no, donate now, bala. Then company donates, and what we've said, the money goes through them, and then boop, and then they don't actually do that.
Yeah.
And then they will come and say, no, look, we want to start an initiative to fund entrepreneurs, and they don't do that, So that thing should end.
Well, they do fund entrepreneurs, but it's entrepreneurs that went through certain channels.
It's
not actually fair. It's not fair game for
it's
everyone
not fair
else.
game for everyone else.
So it's kind of sad, man.
It's kind of sad.
But ladies,
yeah.
I mean, you can see your boy now. That the mind is good, is nice, everything is fine. So this is where to look for a husband. Again, future investment, investing the future of your kids. Please think about your kids and all that.
The legacy is important.
But thank you for coming through, man. Thank you for coming and sharing this knowledge, man. For real, honestly, to be quite frank with you, I really never took this whole trading thing seriously, but at least with what you told me right now and all thing, I'm like, alright, look, it actually is something that can happen and all that, provided that you actually get the proper information to the proper channels, because, I won't lie, like me and many people out there, the only thing we've been exposed to when it comes to trading, make ridiculous money in such a short span of time only to get scammed. Unfortunately. But now we hear that, okay, now there's a way in which you can actually distinguish between a scammer and all that, then you can just try to kind of learn more. Yeah. Remember, guys, learn. Don't take anything at face value. We're still emphasizing this. Don't take anything at face value. Research and learn more about it.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, guys, as you all know the drill, I'm Nicholas, and this is the Fresh Fix Podcast.